One does not simply walk into Mordor. Its black gates are guarded by more than just orcs. There is evil there that does not sleep. The Great Eye is ever watchful. It is a barren wasteland riddled with fire, ash, and dust. The very air you breathe is a poisonous fume. Not with 10,000 men you could do this. It is folly. Hello everyone, my name's Elspeth. Welcome to the Planeswalker Pantheon, and today we are opening up a Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth collector's box. Let's get to it, shall we? Will we open the one of one ring? I honestly doubt it. But hey, you never know unless you open a pack, yeah? You never know. And hey, even if we don't open the ring, there's the cool serialized soul rings too that we could possibly get. Again, will we open one of those? Most likely not. But it'll be fun all the same. Alright, so crack this. We got our box topper, which we will open right at the end. And we got our wonderful 12 packs right there. Let's get into it. Alright, first pack, as usual, read out rares and mythics. Try and not read doubles as much as possible. I always forget how tight these packs are. So we've got our commons. You Cannot Pass. Emir of the Riddlemark. Pretty Island. Our first rare is Frodo, Sauron's Bane. 1 white, legendary creature, halfling citizen to 1/2. For 2 Azorius hybrid. For 2 Orzhov hybrid, if Frodo is a citizen, it becomes a halfling scout with base power and toughness 2/3 and lifelink. For triple black, if he's a scout, it becomes a halfling rogue with whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game if the ring has tempted you 4 or more times this game. Otherwise, the ring tempts you. We have a extended art Shelob, Child of Ungoliant. 4 black and green legendary creature, Spider Demon, 8/8, Death Touch, Ward 2. Other spiders you control have Death Touch and Ward 2. Whenever another creature is dealt damage this turn by a spider you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature except it's food. With 2 sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life and it loses all other card types. Pippin, Warden of Isengard from the Commander deck. Black and a green legendary creature, halfling advisor, 2/2. It's partner with Merry Warden of Isengard. 1 tap, create a food token. Tap, sacrifice 4 foods. Other creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain haste. Activate only as a sorcery. We have a Gandalf, Friend of the Shire in the old frame. Ooh, we have Thorn of Amethyst. So 2 mana, or Shards of Narsil. 2 mana, artifact, growing creature spells cost 1 more to cast. We have an extended art Oliphant. An extended art foil Dunland Cerebin. Oh, and we have a, I think it's like a tempted Frodo Sauron's Bane there right there. I like this framework actually. And of course our food and token. Yeah, that looks okay for the positioning. We'll sort of jiggle around a little bit, but we'll go to the next pack. I've always enjoyed things like Lord of the Rings, like fantasy and Star Wars, and just some of the things that are considered to be like the great works, I guess, of modern movie and literature. There you go. Alright, that's how we're doing it. Alright. Some commons. Strider, Ranger of the North. Mirror of Galadriel. Pretty Plains. We have Aragon the Uniter, so red, green, white, and blue, legendary creature, human, noble, 5/5. Whenever you cast a white spell, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever you cast a blue spell, scry 2. When you cast a red spell, he deals 3 damage to target opponent. When you cast a green spell, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Mithril Coat, 3 mana, legendary artifact equipment. Flash, indestructible. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to a target legendary creature you control. Creature has indestructible, or you can equip it for 3. We have Lithurian Blade from the commander deck. 3 mana, artifact equipment. When the equipped creature attacks, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature defending player controls. Equip an out for 2 or equip 5 for anyone else. We have Faramir Field Commander in the Tempted artwork. Ooh, we also have Sauron the Necromancer in the Tempted artwork. 3 and 2 black, legendary creature, avatar, horror, 4/4 with menace. When it attacks, exile target creature card from your graveyard. Create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 3/3 black wraith with menace. The beginning of your next end step, exile that token unless Sauron is your ring bearer. We have Pippin, Guardian of the Citadel. White and a blue legendary creature, halfling soldier, 2/2 with vigilance and war 2. Tap, another target creature you control gains protection from the card type of your choice until end of turn. We have Gogmoth, Morgul Lieutenant, and that's in the, I believe that's the panorama frame as well. Ooh, this is real pretty looking. Sauron the Dark Lord, 3 blue, black, and red, legendary creature, avatar, horror, 7/6. Sacrifice a legendary artifact or legendary creature. When an opponent casts a spell, amass orcs 1. Whenever an army you control deals combat damage to a player, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 4 cards. We have Food and a Spirit. That was a nice pack there, actually. Next one up. Alright, I got some more commons. Got a Butterbur, Mary, Plains. Marauder, 2 red creature goblin warrior with 1/1 double strike. When a goblin or orc you control deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Rangers of Ithilien, 2 and 2 blue, creature human ranger, 3/3 with vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of up to 1 target creature with lesser power for as long as you control the rangers, then the ring tempts you. Gwenhar, greatest of the eagles, 4 and a white from the commander deck, 5/5 legendary creature, bird noble. Flying, when it attacks, a target attacking creature gains flying until end of turn. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, create a 3/3 white bird creature token with flying, and whenever this creature attacks, target attacking creature gains flying until end of turn. We have a Golem Patient Plotter in the Tempted art frame. Aragorn Company Leader. Jeez, we're opening all the Aragorns. 1 green and white, legendary creature, human ranger, 3/3. Whenever the ring tempts you, if you chose a creature other than Aragorn as your ring bearer, put your choice of a counter from among First Strike, Death Touch, Vigilance, and Lifelink on Aragorn. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on Aragorn, put 1 of each of those kinds up to 1 other target creature. We have a Lash of the Balrog from for the panorama. And we also have a foil Wizard's Rockets. That's real pretty looking. And hey, also from the panorama, the One Ring. Not quite the One Ring we're looking for, but it's still a One Ring. 4 mana, legendary artifact, indestructible. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life for each burden counter on the One Ring. Tap, put a burden counter on the One Ring, then draw a card for each burden counter on the One Ring. Shelob Food and a human soldier. Nice, and that's the panorama artwork too. Old Man Willow, Foray of Orcs, Broody Forest. Flame of Anor, 1 blue and red for an instant. Choose 1. If you control a wizard as you cast a spell, you may choose up to two instead. Target player draws 2 cards, destroy target artifact, or it deals 5 damage to target creature. The ring goes south. 3 and a green for a sorcery. The ring tempts you. You reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X land cards, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. Put those land cards onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. We have Ring Wraiths. 4 and 2 black for a creature, Wraith Knight. It's a 5/5. When it enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -3/-3 until end of turn. If that creature is legendary, its control loses 3 life. When the ring tempts you, return Ring Wraiths from your graveyard to your hand. We have Samwise the Stout-Hearted in the Temptation frame. The Shire. Nice place to call home. Legendary land. When it enters the battlefield, it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Tap for green. When a green, tap an untapped creature you control, create a food. We have Eowyn Fearless Knight from the Panorama art. 2 red and white legendary creature, human knight, 3/4 with haste. When she enters the battlefield, exile target creature and opponent controls with greater power. Legendary creatures you control gain protection from each of that creature's colours until end of turn. A foil Voracious Fell Beast from the Panorama artwork as well. And a full art Panorama artwork of the Flame of Anor, which we read earlier. Next one up. Through all these. Prince, Quick Beam, Pretty Island. We got the Shire and normal artwork. Isildur's Fateful Strike, 2 and 2 red, legendary instant. You may cast it if you control a legendary creature or planeswalker. Destroy target creature if its controller has more than 4 cards in hand. They exile cards from their hand equal to the difference. Nice. We have Boromir Gondor's Hope from the Commander deck. 2 white and a blue, legendary creature, human warrior, 3/4. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, look at the top 6 cards. You may reveal a human or artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. We have Gimli, Cantor of Kills in the Temptation frame. Ooh, we have an extended art Mount Doom. Legendary land, tap, pay 1 life, add red or black. 1 red and black, tap and deals 1 damage to each opponent. 5 black and red, sacrifice Mount Doom and a legendary artifact. Choose up to 2 creatures and destroy the rest. Activate only as a sorcery. Extended art Nasty End. Ooh, a foil Meridog Brandybuck in the Temptation frame. And Aragorn the Uniter in foil and the Temptation frame. I hope this is catching in the video, because man, that looks so pretty. Food and Army. Man, these are some pretty good hits. I'm not gonna lie to you. Alright. Skip through these. Ooh! That's one of the soul rings. It's not the serialized ones, but it's one of the Elven soul rings. That's real pretty to look at. Anything super special goes all the way over here. But man, that would have been really neat if that was one of the serialized ones. Got a Strider, we've got a Mirror. Pretty Swamp. Horn of the Mark. 2 mana legendary artifact. Whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack a player, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature from among them and put into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. We have the Palantir of Orthanc. 3 mana legendary artifact. The beginning of your end step, put an influence counter on the Palantir. And scry 2. Then target opponent may have you draw a card. If that player doesn't, you mill X cards where X is the number of influence counters. And that player loses life equal to the total mana value of those cards. We have Galadriel, Gift Giver. 3 and 2 green, legendary creature, Elf Noble, 4/4. When she enters the battlefield or attacks, choose 1. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, create a food, or create a treasure. We have Peregrine Took in the Temptation frame. We have another Frodo Sauron's Bane in the Temptation frame as well. We have Gandalf, Friend of the Shire in the Panorama artwork. Foil Lash of the Balrog, also in the panorama artwork, I believe. We have Boromir, Warden of the Tower. 2 and a white for a 3/3 vigilance. This is actually in the Temptation frame. Legendary creature, human soldier, 3/3 vigilance. When an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. Sacrifice Boromir. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn, and the ring tempts you. It's the same where Boromir is actually trying to take the ring from Frodo. I love these frames. Oh, no, that was meant to be there, because we don't want to cover that pretty wing. Alright. Skip through the commons. Oath, Bilbo, Pippin, Guard of the Citadel. I believe we opened the alternate art one of these earlier. Moira Marauder in extended art. Courses of Umbar from the commander deck. 3 and a blue, creature, human, pirate, 3/3. 2 and a blue, target orc, goblin, orc, or pirate can't be blocked this turn. When the courses deal combat damage to a player, amass orcs 3. Elrond, Lord of Rivendell in the Temptation frame. Ooh, we have Sword of the Animus, but it's here to know as the Ring of Barahar. 2 mana, legendary equipment, artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land, put into the battlefield tapped, and shuffle, equipped for 2. Yeah. What? Shadow of the Enemy. 3 and 3 black for a sorcery. Exile all creature cards from target player's graveyard. You may cast spells from among those cards as long as they remain exiled, and the mana type can be spent to mana of any type can be spent to cast them. Got Samwise the Stout-Hearted in the panorama artwork. 2 in foil. And Smeagol, Helpful Guide. 1 black and green, legendary creature, halfling horror. 4/2. Beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, target opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped and under your control, and the rest into their graveyard. Got a food token and a smug. Alright, next one up. Alright, some commons. Limbus. Alright, got Saruman's Trickery, Denethor, Greedy Mountain. Labia, Sackville Baggins. 2 and a black, legendary creature, halfling citizen, 2/3, flash and menace. When she enters the battlefield, exile target creature card from an opponent's graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn, then create X treasure tokens where X is the exiled card's power. Call of the Ring. 1 and a black enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you. Whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. Lord of the Nazgul from the commander deck. 3 black and blue, legendary creature, Wraith Noble. 4/3 flying. Wraiths you control have protection from ring bearers. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, create a 3/3 black Wraith creature token with menace. And if you control 9 or more Wraiths, Wraiths you control have base power and toughness 9/9 until end of turn. Frodo Baggins in the Temptation artwork. Legolas, Master Archer, also in the Temptation artwork. 1 and 2 green, legendary creature, Elf Archer, 1/4 with reach. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Legolas, put a +1/+1 counter on Legolas. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you don't control, Legolas deals damage equal to its power up to 1 target creature. We have a Wizard's Rockets in non-foil. Samwise the Stout-Hearted in his Temptation artwork. This is when he's carrying Frodo back from Mount Doom. Ooh, foil extended art. Last March of the Ents. 6 and 2 green sorcery. This spell can't be countered. Draw cards equal to the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Then put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Food and Orc Army. I'm happy we opened one of the Soul Rings. You know? Not everyone's going to open one of those. I don't know how rare those ones are. I mean, they're probably not that rare, right? If it's not one of the serialized ones, no one really cares. But hey, it looks cool. Commons. Uncommons. Mountain. Isildur's Fateful Strike. In normal. Sharky, Tyrant of the Shire. 2 blue and black legendary creature avatar rogue. Activated 2/4 activated abilities of lands your opponent's control can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. Sharky has all activated abilities of lands your opponent's control except for mana abilities, and mana of any type can be spent to activate Sharky's abilities. Cavern Horde Dragon from the Commander deck. 7 and 2 red creature dragons to 6/6. It costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest number of artifacts an opponent controls. Flying, Trample, and Haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you create a treasure token for each artifact that player controls. Meriadoc Brandybuck in the Temptation artwork. Ooh, we got an Ancient Tomb! Oh, it's Baalam's Tomb, really. Land tapped for 2 colours. It deals 2 damage to you. And with the inscription Dunedain Cerebin for the Panorama artwork, I believe. Or the extended artworks. Foil mini partings. I actually love this artwork a lot. And we have a foil, I believe this is the Panorama artwork, or this could be extended artwork. I don't know anymore. Of Pippin, Guard of the Citadel. And a food and a tentacle. Next one up. Commons and our uncommons. Pretty Swamp. Storm of Saruman. It's a mythic. 4 and 2 blue enchantment. Ward 3. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it, except the copy isn't legendary. You may choose new targets for the copy. Very nice. Fall of Care Andros. 2 and a red enchantment. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is dealt excess non-combat damage, amass Orcs X, where X is that excess damage. And 7 and a red, it deals 7 damage to target creature. Gilnerin Dunedain Protector from the Commander deck. 2 and a white legendary creature human noble 2/3. 2 and tap, exile another target creature you control. You may return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. If you don't, at the beginning of the next end step, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control with a vigilance counter and a lifelink counter on it. Legolas Counter of Kills in the Temptation artwork. Smeagol Helpful Guide. Balrog Durian's Bane. 5 black and red legendary creature avatar demon 7/5. It costs 1 less to cast for each permanent exiled this turn. Sacrifice this turn. Haste. It can't be blocked except by legendary creatures, and when it dies, destroy target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Extended art Quick Beam. Ooh, and we have an extended art Mines of Moria. It's a legendary land, and it's a battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Tap for red. 3 in a red. Tap. Exile 3 cards from your graveyard. Create 2 treasures. Food and a human soldier. Alright, second last pack. Before we get to another box topper. I'd like to open this pack sometime today. There we go. Alright, got our commons, our uncommons, our plains. Scroll of Isildur, 2 in a blue, it's a enchantment saga. Chapter 1, gain control of up to 1 target artifact for as long as you control the Scroll of Isildur, the ring tempts you. 2, tap 2 target creatures, put a stun counter on each of them. 3, draw a card for each tapped creature the target opponent controls. Born Upon a Wind. 1 in a blue instant, you may cast spells this turn as though they had flash, and draw a card. Shelob Dreadweaver, this is from the Commander deck. 3 in a black, legendary creature Spider Demons, a 3/3. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent controls dies, exile it. 2 in a black, put a creature exiled with Shelob into its owner's graveyard. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on Shelob and draw a card. X, 1 in black, target creature card with mana value X exiled with Shelob onto the battlefield tapped and under your control. We have a Nazgul. We have a extended art, a full art Rivendell. Legendary land enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a creature. Tap to add blue, or 1 and a blue and tap. Scry 2. Activate only if you control a legendary creature. And also, I think that's a little bit off-centered on the printering. We have Bilbo, Retired Burglar. A foil Oliphant. And not promo. The Panorama Frodo, Sauron's Bane. We've got a food and an orc. Alright, last pack before the cool box topper. Alright. Saruman. Shadow Summoning Island. Minas Tirith. Legendary land enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Tap to add white. 1 and white. Tap, draw a card. Activate only if you attack with 2 or more creatures this turn. Arwen, Mortal Queen. 1 green and white. Legendary creature, Elf Noble. When she enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. 1, remove an indestructible counter from Arwen. Another target creature gains indestructible until the end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter and a lifelink counter on that creature, and a +1/+1 counter and lifelink counter on Arwen. Treebeard, Gracious Host from the commander deck. 2 green and white, legendary creature Treefolk. It's an 05 with trample and ward 2. It enters the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 food. Whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on a target halfling or Treefolk. Faramir in the Temptation artwork. Ooh, extended artwork. Actually, full artwork of Minas Tirith. Pippin's Bravery. Extended art foil Faramir Field Commander. And we've got Sting, the Glinting Dagger. 2 mana legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and haste. At the beginning of each combat, untap the equipped creature. Equipped creature has first strike as long as it's blocking or blocked by an orc or goblin. Equipped for 2. And it's a food and a human soldier. Now, our box topper. Alright. Why is this easier to open than some of the collector booster packs? I'll never know. And our box topper is... Ooh, Barrow Downs, the Vajuka Bog. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard, tap and add black. I might actually replace the one that I've got in my commander deck for this one, because this one looks real nice. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe. It lets people know that I exist and that I'm mostly opening these up for my entertainment, but hopefully it entertains you as well. You can follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter, the links are down below, and you can also find the Planeswalker Pantheon on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.